Just 4 races remain in the Gatorade Cup Series. 4 races left to crown a champion, and Chase race number 7 heads to the Auto Club Speedway in Fontana, California for the Sony 500. Always one of the crazier races in the Chase. We've seen many championship battles flip upside down because of this race in previous seasons. We'll see if it has another hand in determining how the championship fight plays out in these final few races. Ross McMorland, the 10, is on pole for today's race. Beside him in second, the 34 of Bronson Minnick. Then in third place, Chris Jericho. Anthony has the 48 starts in fourth. And to complete the top 5, it's Bibi Ruiz in the 37. Jay Randall close to that championship fight. He'll be the highest starting chaser in 6th place here today. Jordan Stout starts in 7th. In 8th place, it's Brandon Beal. Then in 9th, we have Zach Fitzgerald Sr. And Jeff Bright, the 9, rounds out the top 10. Back by them, Ryan Wilson has had a dismal chase thus far, basically out of the championship picture, looking to try and get wins to end out his season. The 1 of Justin Zaidel starts who's outside. Then we have the 21 Marshall Burrow with Anderson Reed to his inside. Then there's the 8 of Riley Spreadley Tube and the 43 of Keyshawn Richardson, along with Barrett Longwell and the 41 of Keegan Thompson. Then we have Evan Hunter in the 11 car with Anson and Charles by a fellow Toyota down to his inside, along with Andrew Miller, winner of the last race at Kentucky, and Max Anderson enters 3rd in the points standings, just 4 below the tie for the points lead. Then we have John Tippy for the 24. Beside him, the 3 is Malachi Rodriguez. Code Luigi, who's outside. One of the drivers tied for the points lead. Derek Hamill in the 15. Then we have Eli Bright, the 88, and the 42 of Sebastian Kukulon, with Laura Chung, the 66, and the 4 of Levi Shones. Then we have Diego Yepes and the 20 of Max Rossi, with Riley Sampson and Jose Mills, the 47. Then there's TJ Hanley with Noah Clifton, Griffin the 36, and the 95, Conrad Evans, Zachary DeLello, and Smet Oskin also tied for the points lead. And in the final row, 2 veterans, Jake Galway and Luke Rainey, round out the 4-2 car field for the Sony 500, the final Gatorade Cup Series race here at the Auto Club Speedway. Let's go and check that fire these cars up for 38 laps of action around this 2-mile oval.
Drivers, start your engines!
It's time for a long one here in Fontana, California, as 42 engines come to life in the 7th chase race of the Gatorade Cup Series season. Just 4 races left to crown a champion and 4 races left as a whole in the Gatorade Cup Series. And we'll see how these final 4 races go. Obviously, Auto Club always one of the wild cards of the chase, and we're going to see that here once again as we'll see who leaves as the points here. It's a tie right now at the top between Hamill and Smet Oskin, just 4 below the Max Anderson. Watcher Jay Reno 7 points back. Griffin Lynn is 9 points back. DeLello and Koguchi can also have a shot at it at the end if everything goes their way. 38 laps ready to get going here at Auto Club. Mick Marola, Minnick are the front row for the Sony 500. The green flag is waving and we're underway in the 7th chase race of the season. Already 3 and 4 wide down the back straightaway. Chris Jericho made the 3 wide move on lap 1 for the race lead. Now he's trying to protect off the 37 of Ruiz, racing off to the 3 and 4 for the first time today. Ruiz climbs the hill because of Fitzwater. Jericho leads off 4 for the first time today. The 18 will lead the first lap of the Sony 500 at Auto Club, protecting every 3 lanes as they race down the front stretch. Already very aggressive, and some drivers towards the back, like Brady. I think that might be DeLello back there, just kind of trying to back off and let these drivers do whatever they're doing up in front, because early crashes do happen often here at Auto Club with how aggressive they race. 3 and 4 wide all day long, and they see 4 right for the lead down the back straightaway. Longwell getting the push to the inside by Anson and Charles Malachi Rodriguez. 4 wide to the inside to grab the top spot away. Here comes Anson and Charles as they're still 4 wide now for 4th. Code Luigi making the big moves to the front of the 54. You can see how tight they have to squeeze together to make it fit. That's going to be 5 wide down the front stretch. And they sorted out. Ryan Wilson lifted to the 3rd to great driving and heads up move by Wilson, knowing that they were 5 wide, sort back to 4 wide, because you're not going to make 5 wide work here through the corners, that's for sure. Off 2, Code Luigi trying to move out in front. His second ever win came here in Season 4, a long time ago, but he knows how to get it done here at Auto Club in the past. Lord Chunk 3 wide to the bottom, looking for a 3rd win this season, just like Code has 3 wins, and Stout shoving up, made contact with the 54. Brandon Beal shoves up. They're 5 wide again, and once again, calmer heads prevail as Jordan Stout backed up to get back to 4 wide, but it's been chaos early on here in the Sony 500, and we're not even 5 laps into it. Chung out in front, Noah Clifton, Conrad Evans come to the inside. Smet Osgood started out back in the 6th car. It's taken him less than 5 laps. He's inside the top 5, going 4 wide for 2nd place. Jake Galway, Justin Seidel, Keegan Thompson with him on the inside lane. Griffin Lynn as well, one of those sharps up there inside the top 5 in points. Osgood forced wide by Jake Galway, who, you know, I think a lot of people think Galway's basically out of the championship fight now with how bad his chase has been so far, but don't tell Jake that, don't tell the 19 team that, because they're still going like they can get this championship. Did really well last race at Kentucky in terms of how the chasers played out, so for Jake, if he gets enough good finishing results here and some drivers up towards the front points at bad ones, who knows, maybe he does have a shot. Still 4 wide behind the front 3 or so. Keegan Thompson going for a 2nd on Justin Seidel. Griffin Lynn trying to emerge from the pack, trying to get clear of Levi Shones, and Shones has won here before. Think back to season 9 and that dramatic last lap pass where he went from 6th to 1st in 1 lap on a restart. Well, here's Shones. That was his 10th ever win in the Gatorade Cup Series. Looking for another one in that number 4 car. One final win at home. Shones up for 3rd as Keegan Thompson, his teammate, wants the lead and takes it away from Laura Chung. Jonathan Beeper not checked with TJ Hanley after Kentucky, as Hanley basically spun him out for the first yellow flag. Beeper looking for some redemption, maybe here at All Club. He's trying to protect off the 13th. Yepez 4 wide most of the pack as they race down the back into turn 3. Beeper slides up. Here comes Yepez, and here comes Derek Hamill. He and Oz get tied for the points lead. Hamill so far been the dominant force of the chase. The 15 trying to get back into sole possession of the points lead. He moves out front. DeLello and Rando, 2 teammates behind him, trying to push him through. And once again, both of those drivers can also get up into the championship fight if Hamill and Osgood and Anderson do not fare well here today or the next 3 races after this one. As Rando moves low in the 53, trying to grab the lead. 50 rows with them in the 37. And they actually still a few rows of 4 wide. In fact, they're going to be 4 wide for 2nd here as Rose makes the big move down to the inside, down the back straightaway into turn 3. Also coming in the inside, Jeff Bright, the 9 has won here before. He's shoving up. Oh, there they go to the wall. Rando and others. Hamill's involved. It's a huge crash in the middle of the field. Only 5 cars get away. Yellow flag is out. Anderson was one of them that got away. Everyone take it to the grass to get through. Hamill was one of the first in it. Smet Oskin has damage to the front 2 in the points involved. Jake Galloway, Brian Wilson back here. There's Rando. He hits the wall. DeLello hits the wall. TJ Hanley, another chaser. There's Derek Hamill. A lot of chasers involved in this one. Yellow flag is out within the first 10 laps. We're coming back to 30 to go at the line. And it looks like Keegan Thompson is thinking about pitting while others are thinking about staying out here. Call to pit might not be too terrible here because there's not a lot of cars left. I'm wondering what Ruiz is doing here. He was really slamming on the brakes in the 37. I don't know if he's just giving room in front or if there was an issue, but it looks like Keegan is maybe the only car to be deciding to come down the pit lane here. It might not be a terrible call because if a lot of the damaged cars come down, a bunch of restart behind them, and he'll have, you know, obviously fresh tires and more fuel than the rest. So, you know what? I think that's a gamble it takes. See Riley Sampson's right side damage. I don't know if that's going to be too bad though. Yepez all torn up on the one inside. Dylan with heavy right side damage. There's Osgood and Galway. They're staying up, maybe trying to catch the draft. Clifton a lot of damage. And then Wilson, I think, is coming down. 34, the 4. Levi Shones just talking about him. TJ Hanley well torn up. And then obviously 2 teammates we were talking about can get back into this championship fight. Rando and DeLello if Hamill and Osgood and Anderson had bad days. Well, Hamill was involved and it looks like he's done. Osgood was also involved, but unfortunately those 2 also involved in it. Big Ruiz leads as Thompson comes down the pit lane. Let's go check out what happened. They crashed towards the front of the field, collects most of the field as they come off of turn number 4. It was getting very hectic here at All Club, and I mean, at some point the pot was going to blow off, or the lid was going to blow off the pot. And right here as they go through 3 and 4, Chris Jericho right behind Jeff Bright, Kukulan. Bright kind of slides up. They're already kind of 5 wide as DeLello and Levi Shones. I think Shones pokes his nose into where it maybe shouldn't go. Now they're 5 wide. Jericho with Fitzwater. The 9 just slides up into Kukulan, taking him into DeLello, Rando, and Hamill. Hard into the wall for those drivers. Down to Shones and Fitzwater. The 51 spins around. Beal gets away. Stout down into Code. Luigi gets hit by TJ Hanley. Max Anderson drives through the middle of it. There's Kukulan upside down. Rando down to Sampson, who drives away. There's the 42 upside down. Max Rossi, Conrad Evans, Noah Clifton, DeLello into Keyshawn Richardson. The 42 slides into Hanley. Stout trying to get back going. A lot of cars involved here as Kukulon ends on his lid in the 42 car. Not many got away. Not many were ahead of the crash. I mean, the last car through it, Chris Jericho, then Beal, and then, the track kind of calls out Max Anderson did a great job, and everyone else who went to the bottom and through the grass did a really good job with kind of quick reflexes there, like Eli Bright, Luke Rainey, Anthony Hernandez, who all just said, I'm going to the grass because the outside is basically clogged up there. Hard hits in the wall. Nixie Colucci, I don't know how bad the damage is on the 54. It looks like it may have just been kind of mostly a spin with some rear end damage. But definitely a lot of chasers get heavy damage in this one. And the chase picture once again takes a turn as Derek Hamill tied for the points lead entering. Oskin also tied. They're both involved. Two others that are near the top in points involved. Griffin Lynn trying to pick his way through, and it did a great job. There's Oskin back there kind of getting rear-ended, but otherwise there's not too bad a damage on the 6 car. There's just a lot unfolding there. Watch Eli Bright, Luke Rainey, and some of those others that took to the grass here. Great avoidance. Burrow, I think, the first one to decide to go to the grass right here. Just dart down, and then a bunch followed. Hernandez and Hunter did really good jobs as well. Great job at everyone that ducked down to the grass to get through that unscathed here at Auto Club. And they're going to be up inside the top 10 for the restart. Keegan Thompson essentially is back, but he comes down the pit lane with a different strategy. This leaves Bippy Ruiz to lead us back to the green flag in the Sony 500 here at Chase race number 7. Coming back green here at Auto Club just a few laps before the midpoint of the Sony 500. Bippy Ruiz in control in the 37, but a lot of cars are in the garage, including some chasers. Derek Hamill out, he'll get 1 point. DeLello will get 2, Jay Randall will get 3. So a bad day for 3 drivers who entered inside the top 7 or so in points. They're into the garage, done for the day. Leaves us 37 cars left running. Non-chasers out are Kukulon and Anton and Charles Bois. And as mentioned, 37 cars left running, but a lot of them do have some damage. Keegan Thompson came down the pit lane, will restart back in the 25th position behind the 3 of the 20, so there are some damaged cars that are in front of him, so he has to watch out for that. At the front, Ruiz, Jeff Bright, Chris Jericho, Brandon Beal, and Max Anderson, Marshall Burrell, Eli Bright, Griffin Lynn, Luke Rainey, and Fitzwater are the top 10. Also watch Evan Hunter, Jose Mills, Anthony Hernandez, Andrew Miller. One car is pulled off. It's Ross McMorrow, our pole sitter, with an issue. Matt Osborne restart in the 19th position with some damage on that 6 car. We'll see how it goes. So far at the moment, Max Anderson will leave as the point sitter. Back green here at Auto Club. Good jump for Ruiz. Not a good jump for Jeff Bright. He spins the tires. Jericho and Brandon Beal look around his outside to turn 1. Max Anderson up for 3rd on Chris Jericho. That number 12. Bad day at Kentucky, involved in the crash, but won a few races ago in Talladega and looking for another good one here at Auto Club, and he could be the points leader at the end of the day if he finishes well enough. But obviously here at Auto Club, it's not a guarantee that we might not get another crash, and Anderson could be involved in one as well. So watch out throughout this race. It could happen as Jeff Bright goes for the lead on the 37 of Bippy Ruiz. Bright 1 year back in season 11 in a near photo finish with Riley Spurlington as they were side by side to the line. Jeff Bright looking to win another one in the Gatorade Cup Series. One final win maybe in his career, as he's not yet won this season. Jose Mills, a big move on the 11 of Evan Hunter. Mentioning Riley Spurlington, here's that number 8, moving low, 4 wide for 2nd place. Simon Oskin is rear damage, but it's not affecting him. That 6 car still in this draft and moving forward, so maybe Oskin still has a shot at getting to the point seed single-handedly. Oh, they might be 5 wide again. Fitzwater makes the move. Hunter, I think, backs out. Just in time he did. They were coming together off 4. Jeff Bright in control. Fitzwater down to the bottom, 4 wide for a 2nd. Laura Chung with him. Brandon Beal had some slight damage from that crash, but still ongoing in the 14. Griffin did a great job missing the crash. He's looking for another championship. And here comes Laura Chung for the lead off turn 2. She got a great run with Brandon Beal pushing her. Here comes that 36 Griffin Lynn. Lynn has not won since season 10 at Michigan. That was in the first half of the season. Now, Griffin Lynn, I think his 2nd to last win ever in the Gatorade Cup Series did come here in season 10. So maybe he can break that long winless drought and get back into the championship fight with drivers like Anderson, Oskin, and Derek Campbell. Evan Hunter also going to join that championship fight. The 11 car trying to get every position and maybe win this race and get back up into it. Hunter up to 2nd, but here comes Oskin. Damaged car, but not out of it in the 6th car. Down to the inside, that rear damage not affecting him. And Keegan Thompson getting out of the pit lane. The 41 already back up inside the top 10, going for a top 5 here. Chung and Lin got a great run off the top to get clear. And watch that outside here. throughout the end of this race. Because by the end, we're probably going to have some worn tires on these cars. And we saw last season, it looked like it was going to be, you know, a walk-off into turn 3 because they were forward behind. But the outside lane got a big enough run for Anthony to get a push down the backstretch, get clear of the 3 cars underneath them using the way outside lane. And he had a run into Max Rossi through 3 and 4 and nearly beat him. It was 5/1000ths of a second, the margin of victory for Rossi. So watch out for something like that here today. Possibly happen again with that outside working well. So it's 2 chasers out in front. Griffin Lynn and Evan Hunter lead Laura Chung. Keegan Thompson up to 4th. Oh, there, Eli Bryson issued the 88 to pit road from the middle of the pack. It slows some drivers up. And now the pack is split a little bit. Eli Bright, tough luck in the 88. Oh, running well. But looks like he's going to fall lap down and he's going to be out of the race. The 10, I didn't see him out there. Ross McMurrola, a tire issue, puts him out of the race. Tough break for our pole sitter, Ross McMurrola. The pack splits now. Chris Jericho, last car in this lead draft. And then cars back here to try to catch include Baby Ruiz, Luke Rainey, Jonathan Buford, Ryan Wilson. But the bad thing for these drivers is that a lot of these drivers are just trying to latch onto the draft and stay in the draft, you know, and use it to keep themselves up into the lead pack. But now that there's no draft in front of them, they are damaged cars. They're a little bit slower. So, like, you know, Ruiz has some front-end damage. He's losing touch with the pack. Luke Rainey's car is clean, but he was back here behind the 88 when he pitted. Carmen off pit road. Is that the 88? No, that's fair. Longwell way off the pace in the 62. So Longwell, a heavily damaged car, about to be caught by the race leaders as we near the midpoint of the Sony 500 here. Auto Club, 1 caution flag so far. Griffin Lynn leads a pack of cars. Here comes Anthony as runner-up here last season, looking low with the push from Fitzwater. But here comes Ferret Longwell as Eli Bright falls a few laps down. Here they're into turn 1, a big stack of effect. Longwell gets punted by Hernandez out of the way. 6 jumps out 4 wide, a few cars break away. Hernandez very aggressive as Fitzwater moves to the front of the 51. That was close, but luckily no one crashed. Luke Rainey and Ruiz gained touch with the pack. That secondary pack trying to catch up, but now they have to deal with Ferret Longwell. And it looks like Longwell's going to be middle of the pack. Luigi goes low, and he may have given a shove to the 62 as well. Yeah, some of these chasers especially know that they cannot lift. They need to try and get with this main pack as quickly as possible. 4 wide here inside the main pack. Is at the front. A few cars break away. It's Fitzwater leading Riley Spruce. Brandon Beal up to 3rd. Marshall to 4th. Hernandez back to 5th. This pack back here getting crazy. It's 4th lead. Spruce goes on Fitzwater. But I want to watch back here because it's getting a little close right here. And Smith Oskin tied for the points lead. Currently back with Max Anderson is looking to gain to the points lead. Up front, Riley Spurgeon was out in front of the Sony 500s. We're into the second half of this race. Brandon Beal nearly out of the championship picture, but maybe could try and cling back onto it. The 14 moving low. Luke Rainey back in the pack and making good progress, pushing Jeff right down to the bottom, so Luke back in it. Baby Rose latching onto the back with Jake Galloway as well in the 19. Both have some damage on those cars. Looking to try and stay in the drafted. Hold positions in the main pack. For the lead, Fitzwater back on Riley's Bridge. Another lap car we're catching up to is Anderson Reed in the 77. Of Eli Bright, he cannot put race down 2 laps down the 88, so his shot to win basically all but done. Unless we get some green flag pit stops and maybe everyone cycles through and then we get a yellow flag, but looks like Eli Bright's going to be done. Cars getting all sorts of loose as tires start to wear off these cars, and they're all racing in this pack very aggressively. We're catching up to Anderson Reed. We'll catch him in turns 1 and 2. Riley Spurgeon with the 8 to the front by Fitzwater. The pack trying to wonder where to go when they catch the 77. Spurgeon low, Fitzwater high. The middle not going to be the place to be. Maybe not the outside as well as Luke's trying to get around the outside. Reed will barely squeeze the hole to the outside. The middle of Evan Hunter, Laura Chung, all getting halted. Reed wondering where to go. Mills around the outside. Reed now in the middle. Where do you go? Anderson Reed kind of all over the place. Hunter right to his back. Give him a shot to go. I'm not too happy with you. And moves him aside. Brandon Beal now on the outside will get halted. Now he gets slow forward wide with Oskin and Miller also filtering through. Ron Simic also on the inside again behind the 34. At the front, once again, Fitzwater versus Spurgeon for the lead. Those two cannot get away from each other. Fitzwater and Spurgeon. 15 laps to go at the line. Fitzwater leads off Spurgeon. Jeff Bright to 3rd. Battle for 4th. Max Anderson and Griffin Lynn with Luke Rainey just behind them along. Keegan Thompson, remember, came down the pit lane. So it's about 8 laps more fuel and 8 laps better tires than these drivers. As once again, the 8 and the 51 battle side by side. Here we go. Green flag pit stops. And I'm surprised that's the 41 of Thompson leading them in. But he, Ruiz, Burl, and Brandon Beal come in. the 1, the 3, the 20, the 95. So they've stayed green long enough. We now get green flag pit stops. And Eli Bright is off the pace. So whatever issue it was, I think it was mechanical under the hood. They're now catching up to Keyshawn Richardson, then Eli Bright. But pit stops are soon to start for these racers. So maybe we want to pit now and try and get out of the congestion of lap cars. It looks like Lynn is coming down. Yeah, everyone's coming down, maybe except for Fitzwater and Laura Chung. Oh, Fitzwater, late entrance. See Jericho really getting great time in the 18 entering pit road. Evan Hunter as well as that secondary pack. They did a really good job. Max Anderson slow getting in. Staying out, a few cars did. One of them was Laura Chung, who has to deal with Keyshawn Richardson, a lap car, and then Eli Bright, who is even slower than the 43. So whatever issue it was on the 88, it was mechanical, probably engine related. So Laura Chung might come down this time with 13 to go. Brian Wilson, TJ Hanley, Levi Jones, and Jordan Staff also not pitted. Bieber is first off for the first wave of cars. As Laura Chung stays low, she'll be entering this time and has clean pit entry. She doesn't have to really slow up that much. Here comes the 66 in. And these drivers who, once again, they pitted to repair some damage. They're staying out here. Ryan Wilson, TJ Hanley, they pit under the only yellow flag of the race. So they can go probably about 5-8 more laps with these drivers, get to within 10 laps to go, and who knows what strategy could be called there. Maybe a yellow flag could come out for these drivers. So at the moment, it's these four, the only four to have not yet pitted. Now they have to deal with the lap car of Eli Bright, then Keyshawn Richardson. Yeah, it looks like, I think Wilson could be coming in. He went low. Wilson to pit road. Hanley will stay out long with Levi Jones. Hanley got really slow behind Eli Bright. Here comes Levi Jones with a great run. Both drivers have won here before. Season 9 for Jones, Season 7 for Hanley. They're the only two to stay out on the racetrack, and they have most of the field trapped a lap down. So Jones and Hanley waiting to pit. Laura Chung stayed out longer, and it might work for the 66 because there's Spurley too. There's Fitzwater. Laura Chung got a great lead in the 66. That worked out well for her. Still got up to speed though, that's the issue. These two still staying out, so back to 11 to go. Levi Jones, TJ Hanley have basically everyone trapped a lap down but themselves. Side by side between the two for the lead. They're banking on a yellow flag coming out. That could be a way to steal this victory after not having the days they won. There goes Wilson and Stout and the 13 of Yepes. They've trapped everyone but themselves, now a lap down. They come on pit road damage. There's Laura Chung, she's behind the 88. Brian Wilson, a great stop in the 32. He's out with a good distance to the cars behind, so that could work out for Hanley and Jones as well. They have to take less fuel. They might just take fuel only or 2 tires. Could work out for them. They're getting around the Longwell crowd around them. But Laura Chung desperately hoping that it all cycles through to work out for her because she has a nice gap. But once again, not on the lead lap. Diego Yepes, the 13, also scored on the lead lap. And he's back there, behind these drivers, and he's also banking on a yellow flag coming out. Otherwise, he won't be able to win this race. And so I think the strategy of staying out longer really helps some of these drivers that take less fuel. Eli was, I don't know if he was moving out of the way but he got into Fitzwater's way, and I mean, it stacked everyone up behind Fitzwater. Spurgeon's back here. Griffin Lynn trying to move low. Keegan Thompson got caught. Jeff Bright as well. Jones is in. Hanley stays out near the lap. He has 9 laps to go. We'll have to see where Levi Jones cycles out in all this. Ryan Wilson might cycle out in second, but Laura Chung's going to cycle out as the race leader. She has such a huge gap over everyone else. Spurgeon is second. Griffin Lynn is up. Spurgeon should be third. Lynn should be fourth. There's Jericho looking for Max Anderson, Spat Osgood where they are. There's Anderson, just got passed by teammate Luke Rainey. And Osgood not having a great running after pit stops. The 6 way off. So there's Jones. There's Laura Chung as Hanley comes in. Levi Jones leaving pit road. And it's not going to be as good as it was probably hoping to be for Levi. I just don't think it's going to work out. There goes Laura Chung by. Here comes Wilson. And that pack might still be able to run the 66 down. They still have 9 laps to go. That pack obviously was more trapped and just faster overall. To see if they can do it. Chaser Ryan Wilson played the strategy basically perfectly. He was nowhere near the front of the pack, but the strategy works out for a Chaser Ryan Wilson. Getting good points. This has been his one bright spot so far in the chases. Levi Schultz still get up to speed. Jericho looks to get around the outside. Uncontested. Keegan Thompson, Riley's breaks him as well. Hunter trying to gain with Griffin Lynn. 2 more chasers back there, but at the moment, the only chaser doing really well is Ryan Wilson. As there goes, they're gotten by TJ Henley as well. Excuse me, that was Keyshawn Richardson. There's TJ, got up to speed. Laura Chung by. Ryan Wilson got swallowed up whole. Fitzwater's up to second now. Jeff Bright also up here. We'll see where Hanley merges into the pack. And we're trying to get high here. So 7 laps to go at the line for Laura Chung. However, some drivers with draft are trying to run her down. Fitzwater, Burl, Jeff Bright, Ryan Wilson. Keegan Thompson trying to gain on Hanley. Chris Jericho, Riley's breaking him. Evan Hunter, Ruiz, Lynn. There's Levi Jones where he kind of, he catches on to the draft at 13th. And they're thinking to let these drivers go because they're up to speed and maybe just try and catch on to the pack because, I mean, they're running Laura Chung down. Fitzwater, these drivers are. There's Laura. No draft whatsoever. The gap 1.5 seconds last time by. I'd be shocked if it was not under a second at the stripe next time by. We'll have to see here, coming back to 6 laps to go. Still lots of time left. Everyone trying to find a way through. Evan Hunter getting some great runs, and I think his teammate Chris Jericho kind of let him go. At the stripe, cut it in half. Down to 0.8 of a second, 6 laps to go. Laura Chung is going to be caught. Fitzwater, the 1 in second. Burl to third. Jeff Bright, Ryan Wilson. Keegan Thompson, Sproge, Hunter, Jericho, Ruiz, Hanley, Lynn, all in it to win it here at the end. And Levi Jones, unfortunately, slower in the 4, is not maintaining touch for the lead draft. There they are. They're on to Laura Chung. 5 to go at the line. The 66 into a battle now with Fitzwater in the 51. He gets to the inside. 5 laps to go in the Sony 500 Auto Club. Jeff Bright, could he get one final win in the 9 car? He's moving low on Burl and Chung 3 wide for second. Bright's going to get it. That's going to bring Wilson, Thompson, Spruce and Hunter. 18 of Jericho. They're all going to be in it. Jericho, 9th. Ruiz 10th, Lynn 11th, Hanley 12th. Maybe they all have a shot at it. Fitzwater, they have to catch, though. He's the one in control. Caution! That might be it. That might be over. Crash down the backstretch. Upside down for Noah Clifton. He tumbles in the grass. The 48 Hernandez also involved. Fitzwater leads them back. And 4 to go. I don't think the cautions are shorter here. So I think Fitzwater just won it under the caution, and how unfortunate that we won't get a green flag finish. Clifton was upside down. Hernandez was involved in the 48. Let's go check out what happened quickly. 0-0. Big slide down the back straightaway. Well, here's what happened. Noah Clifton, a lap car, slower, all torn up, getting kind of swallowed up whole by some lead lap cars. Luke Rainey, Max Anderson, Anthony Hernandez. And then right here, Clifton not going to give room to the outside. Max Anderson forces the 12 up into the wall. It just flips the 0-0 over, and the 48 Hernandez kind of finishes him off and makes him slide on his roof down the back straightaway. The caution flag comes out, and unfortunately, it looks like it's going to end the race short, and it's going to be Zach Fitzwater Sr. in victory lane for the 2nd time this season. But this slide for Noah Clifton, eternal. He went on his side, exit of 2, and slides all the way down the back and only flips back over in the grass at the entrance of turn 3. What a long and scary slide for Noah Clifton. There it goes tumbling. Clifton ends up on his lid, but a crazy chase race here at Auto Club, and it's going to shake up the points picture once again as Max Anderson, Svet Hoskin, Derek Hamill all didn't have good days. Neither did Rando or DeLello, but good days for drivers like Evan Hunter. 36 of Lynn. Hanley had a decent day. Ryan Wilson had a good day, so who knows what the points are going to look like now. Numbers are flipping wildly. While that was happening, Fitzwater got back around the 51, led the pack back, and it looks like the lights are not going to go out. It's going to be Zach Fitzwater Sr. in victory lane. So he leads the pack back. Looks like he's going to win under the caution flag here at Auto Club. Obviously an unfortunate way to end the final Gatorade Cup Series race here at Auto Club. That's just how it plays out sometimes. And for Fitzwater, he's sure enjoying it. His 2nd win of the season, and he beats Jeff Bright, Marshall Rowe back around to the caution flag. He's going to win here at Auto Club as some cars did retire there. Noah Clifton and Anthony was obviously from the crash, but Eli Bright, the mechanical issue, brakes, put the 88 out. So it's kind kind of a rarity here in the Gatorade Cup Series to see an issue like that, but that's how it happened for the 80 to V lap. Right, it's going to leave 30 cars on the lead lap, but you see Osk in 28th. Max Anderson ends up in 17th. Some chasers in front of him like Hanley and Lynn, Evan Hunter. We'll see how the points look leaving Auto Club, but it's all eyes on the non-chasers at the front and the one at the head of the pack. Zachary Fitzwater Sr., under the caution flag, will win the final Gatorade Cup Series race here at the Auto Club Speedway. Checkered flag, yellow flag. Fitzwater is the winner in the Sony 500 at Auto Club over Jeff Bright, Marshall Burrow, and the rest of the field. It was a crazy one for sure. Drivers at the front of the points did not do too well. We'll go see how the points look leaving Auto Club and heading into the final 3 races of the season. Here's how they finished in the Sony 500 at the Auto Club Speedway. 2 caution flags today for 8 laps. Unfortunately, 1 to end the race short, and 16 lead changes. 11 different drivers saw the lead here today. And the one out front at the time of the final yellow, Zachary Fitzwater Sr. reigned supreme in the 51, running in on Lord Chung at just the right time before the yellow flag came out. Jeff Bright, if he would have had a shot, he could have put on a show. Second place for the driver of the 9. Marshall Burrow ends up in 3rd. Ryan Wilson 4th. And Laura Chung completes the top 5 in the 66, leading the most laps here today. Keegan Thompson ends up in 6th. Riley Spiritube 7th. Evan Hunter, good points today, 8th. Chris Jericho and Baby Ruiz complete the top 10. Really good day for Griffin Lynn, 11th place. He's up now into the thick of the championship battle. TJ Hanley finishes in 12th. And we look down some more chasers. Max Anderson now 2nd in points with the 17th place finish. Brandon Beal, another chaser, got a top 20 in the number 14. Look down, chasers down here like Code Luigi in 26th. Oskin ends up in 28th, but good news for him, he is now in sole possession of the points lead. Right below him ends up Jake Galloway, not the best of days for the driver of the 19. And then the chasers out, Jay Rando, Zachary DeLello, and Derek Hamill, lowest finishing chaser here today at Auto Club. At the right side of the point standings, and with not too good a days for the drivers at the top of the points list, it is now very, very interesting heading into the final 3 races. Smet Oskin leads by 1 singular point over Max Anderson in 2nd. A tie for 3rd between Griffin Lynn and Derek Hamill, just 4 points back. And then right behind them still, Jay Randall still in it. He may be 9 points back, but still within a race. Just below him, watch for Cole Luigi and Evan Hunter. They're both decently close as well, 11 points back. But then down below that, Brandon Beal kind of on the cusp still. He's still kind of right there, 16 points back with 3 races left, still has a shot. But it's going to be very hard for the 14. He needs to be really perfect these final 3 races. But then down below him, Zachary DeLello, or excuse me, DeLello's ahead of the 14 of Beal, also still kind of on the cusp, but still right there, 14 points back. That could definitely be made up in 3 races. But then down below Brandon Beal, you look at Jake Gowen, TJ Hanley. You have to think that at this moment it's now basically over for them. They are 23 points back, and with 3 races left, that's going to be nearly impossible to make up. And then for Ryan Wilson, obviously a really good finish here today at Auto Club. He was the highest finishing chaser, but he's 28 points down. And I mean, you can gain 14 points maximum in a race, so that's a 2-race deficit to make up in 3 races. That's just very unlikely to happen. So at the moment, you think about, you know, maybe DeLello to Beal on up. They still have a shot, a decent shot at it. But you definitely think about, you know, Evan Hunter, Cole Luigi, definitely the cutoff for it. But you have to feel really good if you're Oskin, Max Anderson, Derek Hamill, or Griffin Lynn within 4 points of the points here with 3 races left. Those 4 drivers also watch for the 5th driver, Jay Randall, and then obviously the 2 drivers mentioned. So it's still basically a 7-driver race for this championship. Anything can happen in these final 3 races. As we look forward to the 8th chase race of the season, we'll go racing in the Phoenix International Raceway Subway 500. I'll see you guys then.